Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue. Team NV, Maru.
And going to be reactor Hellions going into a fast starport here. Surprisingly, with no add-on on that barracks, so maybe
maybe quick
some
Hellion
kind of
drop going to be coming in.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, maybe he swaps after these 2 Hellions. We'll see. So it is a little bit of a Hellbat push. He has 4 Marines with this, a Reaper.
Rogue, though, he's got a lot of roaches in production. He's well equipped to deal with this, and Maru knows it. Transforms those back into Hellions. Going to see if he can get any damage done there with a drop in the main, but roaches and Zerglings ready for him. Probably going to pick up and go back home.
Can't really find anything. 3rd CC on the way, but he's already got his Banshees coming out, right? So it's not like he can take any damage. Comes in to this 3rd base and finds like a drone.
Fantastic defense here by Rogue.
Yeah. Maru's just not getting anything done so far. Okay, 2 drones total, but that's for what he's put into it.
Okay.
Not that many yet.
Getting a little bit more damage done here in the main, all the way up to 6 to 8. Kind of salvaging the situation with the next drop in the main base. Yeah, if he had only walked away with a handful of drones there for everything he threw at the natural in the 3rd, that would not be good, but...
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I was just going to say it's
boy.
drop Overlords because he's getting Overlord speed. So this is going to be a Queen Roach attack. This is a very old build.
And this is going to be pretty strong against what Maru's doing, if I'm not mistaken. He's got 3 Hellions, 1 Siege Tank, and 8 Marines on the field right now. This could be deadly.
Oh my God, this is kind of crazy. You do not see stuff like this.
43 drones right now for Rogue. He's got a lot invested in this.
Roaches come up and push this back for now, but see no queens there. The alarm should be going off.
Right, but I love that for Rogue also. He oversaturated the 3rd base with his drone count relative to the main of the natural to try and throw Maru off and make him second guess this a little bit, but now he's caught wind. Medevac sees all these units moving across the map. Bunkers are going down in the natural, but this is going to be a tough hold.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, well, he has a lot of units in here. He's gonna have some bunkers, but they're not ready yet. Looks like we're gonna have a dive bomb on top of the siege tanks. Here we go. Drops out the Queens and the Roaches. Carbon bombs on top of absolutely everything. Is Roaches starting to get inside as well. Maru with the stim there, but Rogue definitely starting to overpower a bit.
Every single siege tank goes down. The transfusers have been immaculate. Maru trying to salvage that bunker with repairs right now. It's kind of the only thing keeping him alive, but it falls, and these numbers are just overwhelming for Rogue.
Oh my God, Rogue just has a build for every single situation. The Overlords making their way back, and as he picks off that bunker as well, Maru evacuates his natural. He's lost 34 workers. He's still not that far behind on workers right now, but here comes Rogue up into the main.
More Roaches are rallying across the map to back this up as the Overlords drop in the main. That siege tank is exposed. He picks it up and drops it in the back and sieges it up to try and get some kind of defense of this situation.
Look at this, dropping creep as well
goodness.
for better movement. Ree picks up the Queens, drops them on top of the siege tanks.
Maru barely holding on for dear life right now, but more Roaches rally in. That's gonna be it, I think. Rogue with a fantastic opening here. Just reading Maru like a book. He saw Maru going for all these high-tech openers early on, and 48 SCVs going down right now. Even if Maru could somehow find a miracle way of staying alive, he's at death's door.
Yeah, just phenomenal play here. Over 50 workers going down. No army supply really left to speak of either. Maru just kind of absorbing it while he types GG.
I gotta give the edge here for Rogue.
Yeah.
Pull first in this situation is just, it's so...
And the barracks are so, it's such an odd position, right? Like they're, the thing is you put them outside of where you think your opponent's going to scout. If you can have your barracks right outside of wherever your opponent is going to scout, that is literally the exact best place. We'll see where the Overlords go, if he sends out anything, but like it doesn't really matter because it's a pull first.
6 slings already in production as well. He knows something is up.
Dude, if he beelines to the main,
Rogue's game sense is just phenomenal.
Yeah. He's the best tournament player ever. It's crazy.
His preparation for every single match. He knows how to play every player. We're at a stage in Starcraft 2 where it's almost like the pro gamers are just hacking straight up. Like
I know,
it's baffling. Here we go, Sixling's already on the map, and Maru, his heart has to be sinking into his chest right now.
Well, we'll see if he can make something happen by rallying out. He has 3 SCVs, he has 3 racks, so he can kind of produce, but Rogue gonna run by and go towards the main base. So it's this difficult situation where you kind of have to follow the Lings, or you're gonna be repairing depots at your choke all day, which is not doable.
Especially when you don't really have the economy to support all of these, and actually even a Roach Warren going down. Rogue is not messing around with this proxy. He is looking to crush this and more.
Yeah, the Roach is, it's such a
the
smart
depot's
move.
down. I mean, it's not such a big deal. It's not like that Ling's gonna kill a million SAVs, but getting all complete scouting information is always beneficial.
Yeah, he's got a very good idea of the barracks number and everything. He sees no gas.
These Roaches are gonna be deadly.
Yeah. It's a lot of Marines here, so I mean, if Rogue messes up his micro or overextends or something, I could see maybe the Marines starting to dogpile on, but if he just sits here, he brings his Queens to his Nat ramp and just makes Roaches nonstop, it seems impossible for him to call, right?
He's gonna have something like 7 Roaches. I do not see him going down here, especially with a base armor like this. And I mean, Marines are good, but as long as Rogue just waits to hit critical mass, I feel like there's no way.
Yeah, and you can see how he kind of turned around there. Maru wants him to come out with like 4 Roaches so that he has a chance to gun him down, but Rogue does wait for a little bit more.
I really want to see their production tab. I'm wondering what Rogue's game plan is here, because Maru, he has to lift all those barracks. He's going to send one to the natural of Rogue to try and get an idea of whether this is going to be an all-in coming, or if Rogue is going to try and run up behind it, but we already see Ravagers being produced. Now, that doesn't mean it's an all-in. In fact, we do see 5 more drones behind. These Biles are going to be quite problematic as Maru tries to scramble to get his production up, and Rogue almost...
it's a good move Maru just did, and you can see Rogue pull it extra back. Like, it's worth the scan to get rid of that 100%.
Almost enough. Almost enough to one-shot. Meantime, we do have a starport and tech lab going down for Maru, and Banshees will force this away if he's able to get to that. Actually, just going out to the siege tank. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging the siege tank here as well. Like, I think actually even a medevac would be pretty good here.
Getting the Overlord just fixes everything as well.
Yeah.
That's the end of that pressure. No more vision, no more bottles on the high ground. But Rogue right now putting him in a pretty good position to succeed. You got to be happy with the way this early game has went if you're Rogue. I mean, he is kind of getting all of his stuff uncontested right now, already having Roaches and Ravagers on the map, getting Carapace way faster than the engineering bay is up. Second evolution chamber as well. It's looking really good for him.
And of course, he does have that Roach speed on the way. I want to see if he's going to get a ranged attack. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
So it looks like he is going to stay on Roach Ravager, which definitely looks like a good choice, but I think Maru can definitely intuit that that's what's going to be going on. So we should be seeing non-stop siege tank production. We'll see if he's able to kind of hold on. This is one of the maps that in their GSL final, Rogue just went Roach Ravager and just killed him.
Now, Overseer's probably going to try and find a spot for a Nidus, but looking at the mini-map at Maru's base, he should see it going down. It should be a matter of reaction times, and I don't think... Where are you going? Not the right way? It's an illegal U-turn right there, and Maru shut it down.
Gonna go ahead and boost out of there for now. Siege tanks still being produced. A lot of Marauders starting to come out. You know, if Rogue doesn't do something relatively soon, Maru could just kind of wiggle his way back in. Like, as we approach max supply for Terran, the Roach Ravager army loses a lot of his oomph.
You're right, especially with all of these siege tanks in production, and the timing that this is going to hit actually kind of nullifies the upgrade advantage that Rogue had. We talked about that large window, and he's actually just going to use the Nidus for faster reinforcements, probably to bring some Queens as well. I'm not sure what the Queen count is at right now. But this is actually looking surprisingly defendable from Maru. He has a lot of siege tanks. He has great SimCity here.
Yeah, and like, for instance, he'll definitely be able to force a cancel on that if he wants, right? That's not a hard one.
Kind of an awkwardly placed command center.
But, you know, anything to slow him down is kind of nice as well.
Okay, he sees it.
Well, this is Rogue for you.
Hard to sneak these Niduses by the top Terran player in the world.
Here we go. He tries to come in. Nope, that's not going to work out.
This is going to get punished quite hard. A lot of Ravagers going down there, and this Fireball with even upgrades and a lot of Marauders, it can actually contest this. And I mean, Rogue knows it too. He's starting to mix in Hydras. He's going up to Hive. He's getting a Lurker Den. He knows this isn't quite going to work.
What happened with these? What's the story of these?
I would imagine that maybe he like shift added to his army when he was like producing or something. It just
like Maru's just been scaling up really well, and now he's maxed out. Definitely a better army, and it's, I mean, you gotta get your Hive tech back up if you're gonna fight against this.
Has to rebuild the Hydralisk and the Hive just starting again now.
Yeah, that's a long ways out, and look at the amount of siege tanks.
And Maru's playing this really smart. He knows that any kind of remax from Rogue is gonna be very low tech. And I think he wants to push that advantage.
A little bit of a link counterattack. Maru pulls back against that. Well, I'm not entirely sure about this. He does get some decent files off right there. He's picking off a few siege tanks. He has to turn around, though. This is absolutely not going to go well.
A little bit of an overcommitment, but I did like picking off those siege tanks while they were vulnerable. But again, this army from Maru,
that does not look stoppable.
Hive tech is still not done. You can only really make Roach Ravager right now as Rogue. And this gold base is pretty much forfeit, and I don't know how you contest this with such a low-tech army.
Yeah. Well, I think you just have to give it up. He already pulled his drones away, but he's trying to take an arc here at the top. The Ravagers pushing forward, throwing their vials absolutely everywhere right now. Not really getting the greatest hits, to be honest, like missing the Liberator.
No,
not sure how you miss a stationary object, but
maybe it's a little bit off kilter right now. I mean, that almost felt like it was the best possible engage you could have taken, even because there was such a low number of siege tanks and Marauders down there in the south, but it doesn't matter. His army is just so unsophisticated that it really can't contest with us. Finally, we see Vipers in production and upgrades restarted.
Yeah, the Vipers, like, if he had them at full energy here, he might be able to make something happen, but I think this army of Maru is just way too good.
That's a nice arc there for Rogue, though. He's trading pretty efficiently right now. The Biles kind of landing on the siege tanks. Pretty much an even trade, but Rogue, he knows.
All right, so
all right.
Yeah, the second barracks coming up right now.
Third CC as well.
Looks, I mean, pretty standard stuff, right? Like, it looks like he just kind of wants to get into solid economy. Let's see if Maru can get any damage done here, though. This is, I think that this is an actually very important moment within this game, because I mean, other than just like rallying out a third or a fourth medevac with some more Marines, this is it. This is like what he gets for his early pressure.
He's going to get one Overlord for free, probably scan and pick off some tumors as well. Really want to keep that contained to set up for fights in the early game, and actually getting a really good number of tumors with that. I mean, five is nice. Queens are going to drop that back down on the low ground. In the meantime, Maru repositioning up here in the main, trying to find some more damage. Gets another Overlord. Not really enough Zerglings to engage into this properly, though.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing all right now. Zerglings come out and save the day. Not a lot of drone damage or anything like that.
Oh, wow. What a move. Trying to catch him.
The attempted flank.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Once the two-prong attacks start for Maru, that's when he really begins to chip away at a lot of Zerg players. Now, Rogue is one of the best in the world at handling these multi-prong attacks, but typically with Maru, once he gets in this stage, he really doesn't want to let up the pressure. He wants to continuously deny creep spread. He wants to delay expansions as much as he can, try and find any edge he can get. If you can pick off a queen or two, that's great. If you can get tumors, that's great. But Rogue right now going for a huge counterattack.
Oh my god. That is a lot of Zerglings. Sends a bunch towards the natural. And actually does get that surround. In the third base, he's going to kill off a siege tank, force the SCVs out of there as well.
In the meantime, he got into the natural, picked off a siege tank there. More SCVs going down. Good Baneling connections, pushing away the Marine counterattack at his fourth base. And Maru right now taking a lot of damage. I'm getting flashbacks to that game against Solar where the Lings did a run by and just kind of devastated him. This is a really awkward position to be in, losing 12 SCVs this early.
But I think he's actually doing a bit better than he was against Solar, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. This isn't devastating game-ending damage like we saw in the Solar game, but not ideal. Losing siege tanks like that, those are critical units. I think 2, possibly even 3 went down in addition to those SCVs. And Lingbane, it doesn't scale the best. going into the mid or the late game. It's an army composition that excels well on creep, and it excels well when you can get big surrounds. And oh man, these not quite
Gotta
in
bide your
position.
time with that. That's a patience move right there.
This is what Maru does so well, just denying the Zerg, creep spread, denying him bases, more tumors going down, a hatch denied. And this is the way you gotta play against Rogue. This is something that Cure failed to do in his series against him. Is, oh my goodness, that depo's down again. Oh boy, more Lings coming into the third.
Oh boy, yeah.
These run bys have
as
been,
well.
oh man.
And plenty of queens back here. 28 SCVs.
These run bys. The snowball effect is going to be almost too strong, I want to say. Like, these Lings coming in, unless these are the most insane Widowmine shots of all time, that third one really was. Got a lot of Banelings there, but 60 supply advantage, 40 more Lings in production.
Can't even
Maru's
keep
in a
these
death
bases
spiral.
up, man. Look at this. The Lings and Banes just going into that third base once again. So many SCVs dying. You can see the look on Maru's face. He knows that he is dead this game. You are not coming back here against almost anybody, especially not against Rogue.
And he's got to be frustrated. Losing
Yeah.
games like this to these kind of run-bys. I mean, Rogue is one of the best in the world at executing these run-bys, but that said, they shouldn't have done as much damage as they did.
Well, you know what? He blocked it better than he did against Solar, and Rogue is another level than Solar.
That's right.
I think that this is a strategy you gotta kind of put away a little bit. These double medevac pressures are not working for Maru tonight.
He is going to try his best to salvage this situation, but Vipers are now entering the field,
Yeah.
and those siege tanks are going to be nullified, and the siege tank count is already so low.
Yeah, 3-3 on the way. Maru does not have the economy to start his own. He is floating over his command center. That fourth base, once again, hasn't been able to mine from that at all yet.
Rogue right now, it feels like he's just kind of getting all of the pieces of the puzzle that he needs to finally finish off this game and go into map number 4.
Well, here come the Lings and Banes once again.
That's an insane hit. You need like 10 more of those, though.
Oh
My
yeah,
goodness.
at least. that was pretty great. That was like the most Lings that you could actually get.
I think Rogue was thinking he was going to be able to knock that thing down before it popped, but yeah. His Baneling connection's not that great as well, but adrenal glands, 40 more Lings in production. Rogue is right back up to 94 drones. This is right where he likes to cut at, 94, 95, and from here on, it's going to be non-stop training, non-stop bling with Vipers, and I don't see a path for Maru to get back in this.
No.
He's going to try his best to survive and grind it out, but we even saw Cure earlier be in the same position and trade pretty much twice as cost efficiently and still fail.
Look, these mines are absolute madness, but as this comes in, GG is...
As it is right now, Maru going up to 3 barracks. Off of his fast expand, still staying on 1 gas, so a bit more bio-heavy. Actually, combat shields and stim getting started right now, so this isn't 1 sec lab, this is 2. Huh.
Queens see each other, you see there's not that many Lings. Look at Rogue start some more drones. He's like, yeah, no, it's fine.
That is confidence right there.
Yeah, well, these are the moments that divide pro gamers from world champions, I think, where you can look at that and be like, I am absolutely not afraid of you. We are going to continue to drone and get these little edges that are going to mean a lot.
Baneling Nest is started now, but there is a timing coming very soon where these Marines will have both combat shields and stim. The question is, how much damage will they be able to get done? Because that is a large number of queens. Zerglings in production as well with Zergling speed. But these Marines, they do not have medevacs. Stims are very costly. And if he tries to engage into Rogue, Rogue has a couple of opportunities for a couple of available concepts you could try and pull back and delay the stim and force another stim later, at which point the Marines are very low in hit points, but actually just going straight for an engagement. Some insane confidence here by Rogue coming in against these Marines. He's setting up the flank.
Oh my!
He gets the surround with the Lings.
He had Like, literally
Wow.
exactly enough to do that.
He's building 2 more hatcheries right now. Eventually, he's going to start expanding all the way across the map. He's getting all of his upgrades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty fearsome what he's doing right now. The creep spread is really looking phenomenal. He's actually going into Hydras this time. He's got the 3rd Evos for that +1 range attack.
Wow.
Even. Like, the confidence of this Zerg, oh my god.
Maru's going to try and find a way to exert some pressure now, even despite losing that vault earlier. Imagine this push with like 12 more Marines, though.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, the amount the game has changed right now is pretty significant. So Baneling's rolling in towards that 3rd base, but Maru sees it, so he pulls back Baneling's turnaround as well.
You know, it sounds like a very noob thing to suggest, and maybe I am wrong about this, but given how bad Ling and Baneling red buys have hurt Maru in his TVZs today, I wouldn't mind seeing a sensor tower go down. Just to get a little, get some idea.
A little bit ahead of time.
Yeah, oh, here we go again.
Well, he's actually getting some drones while this is occurring. Okay.
Not too bad. Actually, yeah, these Marines are getting a lot of damage done. My goodness.
Yeah, the Hydras have popped out, but Maru fighting against this. Single file, Ling's coming in, not helping all that much.
That's
just
even
barely he holds on.
Maru actually making that work. Rogue a little overstepping his bounds there with that counterattack when Maru was right at his doorstep.
He lost 7 queens during that. He only has a single queen right now. That's going to make it really hard for him to refill.
That might have been quite an overextension. That could come back to bite him. These Lings are going to try and get us around on the siege tanks coming from the side, but the Marines saving the day. None of the siege tanks go down. Banelings are morphing. Rogue needs some really good connections right now, but Maru's control is too good. 2 siege tanks go down, but that's a lot of Marines left with a 50 supply advantage. Reactor Hellions coming down now, killing that cleaning bot.
Cleaning bot. Yeah, the Reactor Hellions. He is making that Viking now as well. Hellions coming in from the side. They do zap that creep tumor, so that's kind of a nice little bonus there. Double eBays and double Evos are going down right now.
We're not going to see too heavy a Widowmine style. Maybe just go into either reacted Widowmines or siege tanks from here with those extra barracks being added. Well, and he's going to go for a double drop here in the main base. 1-1 is finishing now for Rogue. Spore Crawler in position as well.
Already getting his infestation pit. Pumping out those Hydras as well. Yeah, the 2nd factory is coming up, so it looks like it's... Yeah, I think we're going to have the siege tank, double factory siege tank tech coming out from Maru.
Definitely looking like that. And
so we might actually get into one of these games where Rogue is on the 95 drones, the Lingbane Hydra, and Maru on 2 factory siege tank. And I mean, we've been wanting to see a game like this, and I don't see a way for Maru to force this to go a different way than that, right? Dude, I'm excited about this. This is going to be great because now that, this is a part of the game that Rogue is very, very good at with lurkers. Like, whether he wants to do the 95 drone nonstop type of thing that we saw against Kira a few times, or if he wants to go for like a more prolonged turtley game with Viper lurker, either one, Maru is very good against that style.
Right, we see that he's actually up in supply right now, and even up in workers going up to 85. So, Maru, he must have watched Kira versus Rogue, so you know that he's making some kind of adjustments based on what he saw then. Even before this match, I'm sure he's devising his own little tactics and strategies and what practice play he wants to employ here to try and deal with this, and he's doing it really well. He's putting himself in a position to succeed. If we go back to that match,
nice, Mike.
Cheeky little exchange there, but if we go back to that match against Cure, Rogue had like an economic advantage pretty much all the way throughout, but actually right now it's Maru with 85 workers, and keep in mind that's not factoring in the mules. His economy is thriving right now.
Yeah, he's definitely got a very nice economy, and Maru is second to none, and continuing to expand throughout. You see 3 command centers right now on the way. He's making walls, he's sieging up, he's getting a lot of ghosts out here, adding cloak to that. 3-3 coming up. We're gonna get into like the real late game here.
I do not like this at all.
No, that was That was an Armani-esque move right there.
Poor Armani catching flag.
Dude, he loves to run up and burrow lurkers and lose them to planetaries and siege.
Oh, this was the move. It was a big brain play. 4D chess. I'm going to burrow the lurkers to get him to lower his wall so I can pick up 4 SCVs and 2 siege tanks.
The Trojan lurkers right there.
Trojan lurkers.
Burrows as well.
Oh, wait, wow. I didn't even see this going down. That's a lot of lurkers going down to the natural. These are going to have to evacuate, I think, as these 2 siege tanks coming up, but also another Nidus Canal coming up in the main base.
Okay, I mean, definitely some damage being dealt to Maru now.
Maybe it really was a 4D chess move.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, he brought his attention elsewhere, and here we do have a lot of damage. 22 SCVs going out. Maru's not dead, but right now you see Rogue mining a hell of a lot more. Look at this, runs up, burrows. That is very Marine heavy, but he does pull back from the lurker spine.
These lurkers are getting huge hits on those Marines, though. You will eventually trade them down, but that has the potential to be really devastating there for Maru, and more siege tanks going down.
Maru having a hard time stabilizing here.
Yeah,
he had enough for all this, but like Rogue just has him a little bit off kilter.
Rogue is just kind of attacking every which way right now. Supplies have stabilized since then too. I mean, Maru was up for a little while. Now 163 to 169, a lot of critical units went down there for Maru. At the same time, Rogue did lose a lot of lurkers himself, so it wasn't as cost efficient as it could have been if it was just Lings coming in.
3-3 is going to be finishing up here. Very nice. This turret's trying to zone that out a little bit. More lurkers coming up. Double medevac drop being sent towards the main base, it looks like, or maybe just inside. Oh, I love this from Maru. Look at that. That's a smart way to kind of deal with that.
Wouldn't be surprised if you got like auto sec, whatever that.
High-sec auto tracking.
High-sec auto tracking, whatever it's called.
Missile turret upgrade, yeah, for sure.
Missile turret upgrade.
Maru's very good at this. You see him getting enhanced shockwaves, so he knows that this is going to come down a lot to trying to prevent Vipers from gaining that value. Look at this, 5 command centers on the way. It should.
At some point, he's going to want to start sacking SCVs and just go for a full army, I think.
Probably.
90 workers right now. His economy, it's already thriving.
Yeah.
Taking another base as well.
I want to see him suck up as many resources as possible. If he can actually mine half the resources on the map, he can win this.
Absolutely. I don't see him trading less cost efficiently.
Yeah.
There's no way.
But that's where it's hard, is some of these more middle bases are really hard to actually secure and keep as terrain.
Especially if the Zerg has a good fruit spread, as we see Rogue's already extending more than halfway across the map. And a little run by here, taking out some critical units at the same time, these lurkers.
That is a lot of lurkers.
Well, he has to find some way to be more cost efficient than he was in the previous games. If he were to just continue with on Ling Ling, I don't think he's ever going to find the damage that he needs.
Look at his army. Like 20 lurkers, 100 drones.
Oh boy.
Love it.
2 Nidus Canals going in Maru's main. He's going to clean these up, but it only takes one.
Yeah.
Only takes one to cause chaos.
Oh!
Line him up.
Yeah. Okay, sets up a Liberator. That's a pain for just a lurker army. Liberator's actually doing a decent job here.
Those lurkers probably hoping they could like morph back into Hydras to kill those Liberators or something. That's a lot of lurkers. They don't even care.
Oh my god.
They just walk on down.
Well, I mean, you have this many, you can't repair that.
Yep, they're pretty much 3-shotting that thing. And oh man, that Nidus Canal is going up uncontested in the main base right now. As we said, it might only take one. And I'm curious about what he has in that Nidus as these lurkers continue.
I think nothing.
Yeah. Yes, 4 Lings and a Hydra. He's gonna get the upgrade though.
Oh,
that's value.
Man.
That's value.
+3 weapons.
What an attack.
That was the plan right there. Deny +3 weapons. The siege tanks just won't be able to kill the lurkers as well.
Might even get a Viking out of it if he micros those Hydras. Meantime, these ghosts are going to try and get some snipes off. It's a little bit tough with the range upgrade there on those lurkers, but I mean, Rogue, he is finding ways to be cost efficient right now. He's getting good trades with this kind of like,
and look at his income.
Clumpy army.
Awesome income. Oh, you got to kill that Maru. He's gonna kill that +3 attack again. Oh no, there's
four
only
more
this
Lings
guy.
and another Hydra are
Yeah.
gonna come out and kill a landed Viking or something.
All right, gonna take that down. Rogue not ready to really do much. Look at this, just walking under Liberators.
I think he was almost walking on a siege tanks over there for a second. Oh, it's Ghost. And maybe not as effective
efficient.
this time, no.
But are we to the point now where he's denying these bases long enough that he can start being very cost inefficient and be okay?
It's possible. He is taking more bases. His bank does rival that of Maru's, and he has way more gas, so he has the opportunity to remax on higher tech units that can trade more efficiently, and that was kind of a sticking point for him again. And his series against Kier earlier today was he could really only stay on Ling Bling, but with this kind of bank, pretty much any tech transitions on the table.
He has about twice the income of Maru right now. All right, Rogue's going after it though. Time to walk under the Liberators and the siege tanks and the more Liberators. Oh my God!
They
Like
do
the
not
efficiency of
care.
Maru is insane.
They do not care, though. Hydralisk's gonna come in down. I like this counterattack here by Maru, taking off these bases.
Dude, the Liberators are just wrecking this strategy right now. Look at Rogue's supply fall down, his bank fall down as well.
And at the same time, Maru is getting
Yeah.
really great damage on these fringe bases that are fresh, that have a lot of minerals and gas deposited on them. And this is what he needs to do, because he knows that Rogue is taking these inefficient trades. Maru, he doesn't have to stabilize completely, but if he can do counter damage and prevent Rogue from getting all of this income and make the remax more and more costly, he does have a chance. I mean, these attacks by Rogue, they are getting some damage done, but not cost efficiently.
No, he has to stop walking 20 lurkers under Liberators plus siege tanks. Like he's just giving so many high value units away to Maru right now. And like right now, Maru actually has more income. Maru has that max supply as well. So I think it's really time for Rogue to switch up his strategy. Get some Vipers out here.
There's a lot of Liberators here with these Hydralisks. That's a lot of money going down for Maru. So we see his supply dip, and now both players are at 170 with minimal banks, honestly.
Yeah, getting very much lower. Command Center is going to start falling to these Hydras. +3 ranged attack doing great work. Putting up the Nidus to try to run out. All right, I love it.
He actually gets
That's
them
a
all out.
great escape right there.
Wow. What a play there by Rogue.
Rogue really has all the tools.
He's all over the map. He takes off that fringe base. He goes over here to the natural fourth base of Maru. He's causing all sorts of problems. And while he is getting this damage done, though, again, Maru is being so much more cost efficient.
But at the end of the
It's
day,
just-
who's mining and where?
Right. It's such a weird kind of economic dance that's going on in terms of trade efficiency versus mining income and sniping bases and denying opportunity cost on workers mining, and it's so technical the way these two are going at it.
Gonna push him back there with those lurkers. Marauders have to turn around. There's a lot of Lings that have been produced now. Maybe he feels like he has a moment here where he can start to swarm.
These Lings certainly have a huge opportunity over here. The natural looks like that's a lot of siege tanks that are unprotected. Even two, I think, going down just to a small number of Lings. If he floods this,
Yeah, the Hydras have to get out of here though. As units come up.
a
They're
lot
not
of
the greatest at running away.
Right, but a lot of the units that Maru has right now, I guess these ghosts are going to make it a little bit easier to take this fight, I would think.
Well, the Link's starting to surround everything else. Is the Link's get on top of the Ghost?
It's
No, I think he
nice,
has
though.
just enough to
Yeah.
wipe everything.
Goes to a lot of damage against that army composition, but if Rogue is able to get a big Link flood on top of siege tanks, or at another command center, my goodness, you don't see that every day.
No.
Only 8 Hydras in production now for Rogue. He's really starting to run out of resources. I love these counterattacks here by Maru.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and burrow once again, picking off these siege tanks.
There's a lot riding on this army. He's got to get out of
Yeah.
there, I think. You,
I
do
think
not,
you're
you
right about
cannot
that.
afford to lose those ghosts.
And there's just
thankfully.
no anti-air here.
None at
Just
all.
to turn around immediately. Maru picking off more and more and more. Rogue's still with a very high drone count. He is re-expanding towards the top left. Maru trying to get over there with another command center as well.
A lot of the bases for Rogue are mined out, though, and as that happens, he's going to have to start taking more and more fringe bases. We even see him trying to take this one all the way over here in the northwest. And the way that Maru's been moving on the map once he gets the opportunity to actually push out a little bit, he's been really effective, and he's been doing that on bases that are much harder to attack into than hatcheries such as this one. If Maru can just survive for a couple more minutes and force Rogue into a situation where he has to take further and further fringe bases closer and closer to the center of the map, this might start tilting more in his favor.
Possibly. I'd love to see the actual cost efficiency so far this game.
I would
just
love
to
to
kind
see
of
that.
get an idea of what we're battling over now.
Both these players have lost so many resources. Usually you see these games when they go 25+ minutes with effectively split map economies. They're usually very low combat, but these guys are just going at it non-stop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
Sometimes
if
to
we
their
saw-
own detriment.
Right.
I mean, sometimes they're getting a lot of value, and then other times they're losing a lot for not very much in return.
It's one of the few times Rogue actually has all of his army units in one place right now, kind of deathballing there in the center, but
Well, those bottom right bases, I think, are very important. Like, just all the bases in the bottom right and the top left are still kind of up for grabs.
Yeah,
Rogue has not mined everything out in that bottom left, so Maru wants to keep that pressure on. So many links coming into that top left. Gonna start picking up a lot of SCDs. Up come the lurkers.
Yeah, big attack over here at this base. This is more of a strategic location than it is a mining base, though. Taking off more siege tanks. Ideally going to take down that Liberator as well, and the Ghost Academy is over there too. Gonna have to rebuild that somewhere if it goes down.
All right, he is gonna pick that. And you're right, this strategically, that's a very strong location because it's like kind of the leading in base to those bottom right bases. And if Rogue gets those, there's no way Maru's gonna be able to take this.
It takes a lot of pressure off of those bases, and
Yeah.
right now, the most critical bases on the map are the ones at 3 o'clock, 6, and 7. And I guess that went all the way in the top left because Rogue just keeps killing it, so it hasn't mined fully yet. But you see a lot of these hatcheries for Rogue, they only have 4 patches, only 8 drones can effectively mine at a time, and you start to see his income falter, and right now he's gonna go in for an attack.
Oh, the Hydra's on the high ground here, trying to get something done, but Maru's army way too efficient, cleaning that up.
Rogue right now, he's starting to get in trouble. He's losing a lot of his efficient mining. Most of his bases, almost all of his bases, are out of minerals. It's really just the bottom 2. And you see it right there. He's harvesting the same rate as Maru right now with significantly less hatcheries. And that's only 135 supply of Zerg with not a sophisticated army. He's down to 2 Lurkers right now, 6 Hydras. The rest are Zerglings. Okay, a couple more Lurkers morphed. We're up to 9 now.
Well, Maru gonna hit like one of his primary mining bases. Okay, he's gonna come back here with what he's got. Oh, the flank here. See if he actually gets anything done with those Lurkers. Oh my God, they get picked off so quickly. These ghosts adding huge value to his army.
This is, I think, the tipping point right now.
Wow.
Starport going up there for Maru. Should see reactor Hellions. There they are.
Kind of just prep. Armory coming up. Ah, concussive shell as well. Okay, so that was a fake, the concussive shell. He wanted it to look like he was getting stim. So cancels that as soon as that Overlord vision goes away. But is it just going to be... Okay, there's the second factory. I think it's going to be the Drilling Claws build.
I think it is. It's looking a lot like that.
So.
More barracks going down, double engineering bay. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be Woodamine harassment into standard bioplay. And this is kind of the thing we were talking about before we went to this series, which is this style that he played against Solar that we thought could work really well against what Rogue was doing.
Yeah.
Because this kind of Woodamine play style, if you execute it properly, it's very difficult to do. If it leads up to either multi-prong attacks to try and contain the Zerg on bases or on creep spread, you can really kind of prevent the snowball effect of the Zerg economy, which is really what Rogue has been going for all throughout ZVT in the semifinals and the finals.
Well, here comes the first drop. This is going to be a very important one. Drilling Claw's just about to finish. Oh, he turns around. Oh my god. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
He's got to send that back home and repair.
Yeah, that's too low. You cannot risk that.
And only sending one medevac now with full HP. I mean, part of the benefit of having the second medevac is not just increasing the damage potential, but also making it much harder for your opponent to multitask and deal with these Widowmine drops. When it's one medevac just dropping in one location, it's much easier for the Zerg player to defend against.
Flying around that creep spread right now with that other medevac. More have been made. A siege tank now on the way. Probably just a defensive measure for now. But he hasn't gotten damage done yet. We have to see if he's going to be able to.
Lane counterattack coming in right now. Going to pick off some SCVs as the Widowmines drop here in the natural expansion of Rogue. 5 drones going down. Oh, in the meantime, the medevac, the second medevac got taken out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, that was the dead medevac right there behind the score crawler. Only
Maru
7 drones dying for 2 full medevacs of Widowmines.
Yeah, he normally does quite a bit better than that. So this is much less damage than we saw at all against Solar with the same strategy.
That being said, there are still 2 Widowmines in the natural expansion of Rogue that are hiding over there in the corner. They might try and sneak in and get some more damage done as they recharge.
And you know what? He's stopping a lot of the harassment that's happening to him as well here. The Hellions and Hellbats have done a great job preventing a lot of that.
Gonna get a cancel on that hatchery. Coming into the natural expansion now with all of these bailings, but these are slow bailings, and the worker split is really effective against him.
He actually is still getting a few. Actually, no, that was good defense from Maru. Very solid defense.
8 SCVs is not that bad. Bailing speed now finally finishing. He would have loved to have that 10 seconds earlier. Gonna get a couple more SCVs there as 9 SCVs going down. Maybe a couple more there in the natural with those 2 Lings. And right now, Rogue, 16 more Zerglings in production with 2-2 on the way. He's looking to kind of amp this up right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can lose track of things like that. Absolutely.
Especially on match point, finals of the tournament. A lot of things going through your head.
By the way, Rogue has...
that was a money shot right there.
Yeah. Rogue has some pretty excellent creep spread right now.
He really does. All right, here comes Maru onto the space of Rogue. In the meantime, Rogue coming in with an attack here at the natural of Maru. That's a lot of bailings coming in. They've all of the bio. Going to go over to the third base now as the Zerglings head towards the natural.
Oh, not
to try and get some SCVs. 15 going down in the meantime. Maru with a counterattack of his own.
Yeah, this one is going to be forced back. A decent amount of damage being dealt.
17 SCVs going down for Maru right now. He's all the way down to 63 to the 87. Those Widowmines still doing nothing. I'm not sure Maru's aware of them. I feel like he's had some opportunities.
Yeah, our observer keeps checking, but there's been enough stuff going on. It's pretty clear that both of them have forgotten about those Widowmines at this point.
Another Ling run by coming in right now, and this is a small bio army. The tank goes down as well. Things might be snowballing out of control right now.
Yeah, it does look that way. Another siege tank falls. The wall's not full. GG is... This is the move.
This is the move, man.
Game 7 of an important tournament finals. This is the MVP move right here. You go out and you proxy your barracks and you kill them.
We were talking about MVP versus Squirtle
on the break.
The brass tacks it takes to go.
Yeah.
Double barracks proxy on Game 7.
Of such a close series.
Here Maru was doing it again, but this Overlord Scout.
Yeah, that is quite the Overlord Scout, isn't it? He knows.
It's heading
Because it's like, this is Maru. Maru is this type of player that he will do something like this.
Going hatch first. There is a drone scout coming out as well, though, checking the other corners, but this Overlord is absolutely going to spot this.
Uh-oh, Maru, are you going to be in trouble here? He might actually just be fine.
On the minimap, we do see drones being pulled to try to delay this. Keep in mind, this is a hatch-first build from Rogue, but we've seen some excellent SCV building micro from Maru. Of course, there is some RNG involved, but you see Maru canceling the animation of the one that's slightly damaged to try and keep it all the way there in the back.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
Oh, he's getting bad RNG this time.
There we go. He gets all the way in.
If it sits back there.
Oh, he's going to get it. It barely gets it. He barely gets it. The second rack's going down. Trying to cancel the animation. He's right there in the roof. Oh my goodness, both racks go down.
And he gets away with an SCV as well.
This is
Oh my god.
insane. And on the back foot of this, again, Rogue pulling drones, getting no damage done with him. He did delay the barracks by a little bit because Maru had to cancel the animations, but at the end of the day, this is hatch first. This is going to be such a tough hold.
I think he will end up holding. Like, Rogue is good against these proxy plays.
But Maru is the best Terran player in the world. His control is phenomenal.
All right, 2 queens, 8 lings on the way. Factory back at home for Maru. He's kind of patrolling around right now, continuing to rally out these Marines. Speed is on the way now as well. Doesn't start a bunker, so this is turning into more of a pressure play for Maru. Doesn't seem like he has much potential for winning the game at this point. Yeah, look at that, the bunker down the bottom of the ramp.
Poking and prodding with these Marines now.
Yeah, you're not really wanting to engage until you have that speed upgrade. Maru is not going to overcommit on this creep.
No, he does not.
That's about as far as he's going to go right there. Needs to be able to get off.
Yeah, even that's almost testing the waters. Rogue, he really wants to get us around, and he sees the lifted barracks, so he knows.
Yeah, he knows that there's no more Marines coming, and Maru knows exactly how many Zerglings there are now. A lot of info on both sides. Oh, tries to go after that Overlord. Not going to quite work out.
What a way to start Game 7.
I know.
We saw this earlier in this series where Maru went for a proxy 3-racks and was able to turn it into effectively a macro game where he played really artfully. In that game, we did see roaches from the Zerg player as opposed to Zerglings. I feel like this Zergling, especially with speed, he might be able to catch these Marines before they get home. I think he's going to be able to. Ooh. That's going to be a big catch if he gets it.
Okay, these Marines actually get kind of sacrificed.
Oh, but Rogue, he's too smart.
Yeah. But he does have Hellions about to pop out, so I think he does not die here.
No, he never dies, but losing these 7 Marines, that hurts.
Annoying. For sure.
Takes a lot of the potential punch out of a follow-up attack, and look at that. 1 Zergling down for a barracks, 7 Marines, and some number of SCVs. Immaculate defense by Rogue.
Yeah. Does feel pretty good for Rogue right this second, but I don't want to underestimate Maru. Like, he knows these positions well. It's just, it doesn't feel like he has much he can do on the map. Like, you can run around with Hellions just because the Lings will get pulled into like a gross position, you'll get cost efficiency, but like, I don't see him being able to actually put on any pressure for quite some time.
I've got to agree with you. It's one of the reasons why I like this 3rd command center coming up from him, because given the way that these openings have went, it is tough, even if he was on 2GC, to try and get any damage done. So just getting any ego greed he can is pretty much all it's going to take. Meantime, Hellion drop going in the main base. A lot of Zerglings that are cleaned up. He's going to have to evacuate from that one. Auto turret at the 3rd. The drones are pulled.
Did he lose the Raven? I think he did.
He did. I'm looking at the minimap, and I'm not seeing it anywhere. And
he lost it.
Costly.
Yeah, that's and it's not like it's. I wouldn't say that this is anything like TV T or like a TVP versus a Colossus push where you're going to lose the game because you lose a Raven, but it is expensive. And to get 1 auto turret off and not really do anything with it, a little bit painful for sure.
Quite painful indeed. I don't think we actually saw any more Tech Lab units out of that starport either, so then you're losing lifting time on the starport as well. A lot of Hellions on the field though. I think we have 8 still. Armory going up and 2 more racks now for Maru.
Yeah, but look at this Ling Bane style. Macro hatch is going up in the main base for Rogue. He is not taking any prisoners. This is such a powerful way for him to play this game.
He's already on 75 drones. He doesn't really need any more right now on 4 bases. Completion now 86 with a gold base.
Yeah, that's...
You thought the Linkling was scary before, but add a gold base into the equation and things get even scarier.
Yeah. All right, +1 on the mech weapons here for Maru. Producing 2 siege tanks at a time. Hive is underway, so we are going to get up to Vipers. Obviously, he'll get into lurker upgrades as well.
Maru doing his best to try to keep the creep spread back, but Rogue just being relentless with us, already pushing more than halfway across the center of the map. Lurker Den going down, as well as 3 more hatcheries.
We gotta have a big, long macro game here for Maru.
I think so.
There is not going to be any window for him to win this game.
Oh no!
Until the very late game.
All these units coming to the natural expansion. SCVs are being pulled.
Oh, he actually
misses
the
Banelings kind of walk right by. There aren't a lot of SCVs in the main base, so this isn't quite as devastating as hits would be at the natural. Only 7, 8 SCVs going down. That's recoverable.
Still quite annoying.
Oh,
I like the burrow in there as well, making him use some of his scans.
He might not even be aware. We've seen a lot of Burrowed Zerglings by Rogue throughout this entire series. Haven't really touched on it. Uh-oh, 2 more siege tanks going down here, basically for free.
Yeah.
Maru needs these critical units, and those Zerglings are going to be problematic later.
We're up to 98 drones. So Rogue is going to hit just what he was doing against Cure. I think we are just about to hit the moment where Rogue is going to kind of pop off and non-stop. Right. Just non-stop Ling macro.
It's so easy for him to hit max with this level of economy. 5,000 minerals a minute. 5,000!
It's insane. Look at this, 102 drones right now. 102, that's even more than he had against Cure.
He is never going to stop attacking. And Adrenal Gland's almost done as well. Flooding Lings right now with this low number of siege tanks. And not to Maru's fault, but there is a lack of SimCity. It's really tough given the way these expansions are laid out to actually get an effective SimCity, so you can't really fault him. But it will make defending this even more difficult. I love the mixture of Hellbats, but the Banelings, when they come in, this is going to be so much Zerg.
Yeah, there is a ton coming in right now, and not getting the connections he needs. Okay, like a decent one there. The siege tanks are eliminating Banelings as best they can. Ling's coming into the other side. The Hellbat's going to help that siege tank. Planetary has to get canceled. He's dealing with that first wave pretty darn well, considering.
That was about as well as he could have done it given the situation he's in, and he needs a lot more holds like that. If you're Maru right now, you want to survive, you want to trade cost efficiently, and you want to continuously build these high-tech units. You want to get your tank count back up. You lost a lot of tanks to Zergling. You want to get Ghosts out on the field, and you want to max your upgrades, because eventually your army, once you hit max, will be able to contest with this. But these run-bys, you have to survive this phase of the game.
Yeah, it's so tough too. You can see these Lings just coming in. They're so cheap, they're so fast, just kind of running by. That siege tank, down it's going to go. He's going to have to cancel this once again or lose it. He loses it, unfortunately. That morphing planetary falling.
And you see this damage output coming out from these Zerglings. They aren't even fully upgraded yet. They're about to have +3 attack.
Oh, God.
This is going to get really scary.
Yeah.
Really, really fast. And these Lings are the most expendable unit in the game by their nature. But when you have 102 workers with a gold base, it's insane.
His income doesn't even make sense.
We even see lurkers coming in on the field right now, and this bank just continues to grow. 3,000 minerals right now for Rogue. And you know that if he takes a big fight and trades out critical units, he's going to max on 100+ Lings and just overwhelm Maru. Maru cannot afford to lose any fights.
Oh my God, he sees stuff coming for him on every side. Here come the lurkers to the planetary, and here's a massling Bane. My God, that's a lot of Banelings just kind of rolling through. They're going to be able to kill off these ghosts.
Oh, wow, that's a fantastic cleanup there by Maru. We didn't get a shot of it into the end. 40 SCVs, though, going down in the meantime. Maru now more than doubled in worker count. 108 Lings in production, 18 Banelings, and a Nidus Canal coming through as well.
Rogue looks so unstoppable right now. I mean, Maru did as well as anyone could right there, but Rogue has just got the machine behind him. What can you do?
32 more Banelings in production, 16 more Zerglings. This is going to be a level of Ling Baneling that we might have not ever seen in the GSL before. This army that comes through is going to be overpowering. These numbers are insane.
Yeah, more Lings going up towards that main base as well. GG, and that is it. Rogue winning GSL Super Tournament, the last one.